Hello, everyone. It's time for comprehension. Please make sure you've got a pencil and paper ready. Make sure you are reading through the text very carefully and write down the answers. You can always pause the video to write down your answers. Right, I will start from page 59, the text in the blue box. Here we go. We came here willingly, my warriors and I, to challenge the evil one on your behalf, and with God's help we prevailed. Yet I am sorry you see hanging up there only his arm. I should have preferred to have seen the rest of him here too. I tried my utmost to hold him fast, to squeeze the life out of him, but I did not have a good enough grip of him to prevent his escape. By tearing himself away and leaving behind his arm, he must have hoped to save himself from death, wretched creature. But God did not wish it, so the fiend lives no more. He will no more haunt your land or plague your people. Like any other murderous criminal, he awaits now God's own justice. We may have his arm, but God has his evil soul, and we will do with him as he pleases. All the talk was then of the fine words they had just heard, and of what a furious fight it must have been during that perilous night when Beowulf destroyed the beast. Long they gazed at the grotesque arm up there, at the horrible hand and fearsome fingers, the nails as strong and sharp as steel, each one a spur talon, each a vicious war weapon for gouging and gashing. They shuddered to look at it, to think what damage it could do, and marveled once again at Beowulf's bravery. Then Hrothgar the king ordered the banqueting hall to be made ready at once for a feast. How willingly they went to work to prepare the place, adorning it richly from golden gable to shining floor. They hung glowing gold wrought tapestries. They mended or covered all the damage and destruction that greatest of all mead halls. Right, I'll pause there for my first question. What does the word perilous mean? It is on this side of the page. Have a read. What does the word perilous mean? My next question is, find and copy a simile used on this page. You can always read through the text and find and copy a simile used on this page. Right. They mended or covered all the damage and destruction that greatest of all mead halls had suffered the night before, and prepared a great feast of thanksgiving as the king had commanded. That evening, when all was ready, into that happy hall came Hrothgar and Beowulf again. All around them now, on the mead benches, sat the thanes and warriors, and as many of the good people of Denmark as the benches would allow. Hrothgar's queen was there, of course, all her ladies and all the Geatish warriors too, and all rejoiced and feasted as never before, the mead cup passing from hand to hand until Heorot was filled once more with laughter of friends, with sweet song and marvelous music, with unbounded joy. Then, offering him the cup, the queen spoke to Hrothgar. Now, my lord and king, to these Geats speak graciously and generously, and let your gift promise not be forgotten now, for Heorot is ours again, cleansed of evil and bright again with joy. To Beowulf next she came with the cup, where he sat between her two sons, Rethric and Rotmund. And when he had drunk, then came the time of gifts. 2 arm wreaths were brought, and robes, and more gold rings, but best of all, the richest collar, the finest prize, more ornate and finely wrought than any I ever saw, the most treasured jewel Hrothgar possessed, worn on the neck of great war kings and heroes, a fabled collar for an already fabled warrior. It is no more than you deserve, Beowulf, said Hrothgar's fair queen, and all listened when she spoke and agreed wholeheartedly. May good fortune come with these jewels, and may the rest of your life be always filled with happiness and prosperity. Okay, my next question is, how many children do King Hrothgar have? Right, question 4. What was the most finest prize Beowulf got? And why was it the most treasured? I'll repeat my question. What was the most finest prize Beowulf got? And why was it the most treasured? And may treasure come your way often and in large amounts. Be strong, but be gentle too, and a wise guardian too to my two boys. By them and by me and by my Lord Hrothgar, your name will be held in honor and love till the end of time. How they cheered the queen's words then, those thanes and lords and ladies, and what a sumptuous feast it was of wine and food, and all held in a perfect harmony of joy and hope. They did not know then that the joy would be short-lived, the hope destroyed before even the night was over. Right, we've ended this chapter here. Question 5 is, what does the word sumptuous mean? Question 6, what is the author implying at the end of this chapter? So I'll read the last sentence to you again. They did not know then that the joy would be short-lived, the hope destroyed before even the night was over. Right, can you tell me what does the author imply at the end of this chapter? Explain your answer. Right, and my last question is, summarize this story in less than 100 words. So have a think and please write down this whole story I've read to you about King Hrothgar, his kingdom, Beowulf, Grendel, everything you know about this story, and you need to summarize it in less than 100 words. Once you have finished, you can play the video again and we can discuss the answers. Right, question 1 was, what does the word perilous mean? That is on page 60 over here. I will highlight it for you. The word perilous means dangerous. If you've written a word that is similar to dangerous, you can mark it correct. My next question was, find and copy a simile used on this page. That is also on page 60 over here. The nails as strong and sharp as steel. Okay, my third question was, how many children do King Hrothgar have? That is on page 63 over here. They had 2 sons. Right here, it tells us Rhetoric and Rothmund were the names. If you haven't mentioned the names, that's all right. As long as you've written King Hrothgar had 2 sons, your answer is correct. Right, the next question was, sorry about that. What was the most finest prize Beowulf got, and why was it the most treasured? That is also in the same paragraph here. The most treasured jewel Hrothgar possessed, and the treasured prize was this one, a fabled collar, right here. That was the most the most finest prize Beowulf got. If you've written anything else of all the prizes you got, then your answer is wrong. And if you have explained why was it most treasured, that's because it was the most treasured jewel Hrothgar possessed, worn on the neck of great war kings and heroes. If you've explained your answer and this is the reason you've mentioned, please mark it correct. Okay, and on page 64, my next question was, what does the word sumptuous mean? Sumptuous means splendid, lavish, or magnificent. If you've got one of these words, please mark it correct. Okay, and question 6 was, what is the author implying at the end of this chapter? So over here, when they did not know then that the joy would be short-lived, the joy would be short-lived, the hope destroyed before even the night was over, it means that the author is telling us it's not the end just yet. The joy is short-lived, which means something terrible is about to happen next. There might be another problem coming up, or maybe we've got another monster that Beowulf needs to battle with. If you've written something similar, then your answer is correct. And my last question was, summarize this story in less than 100 words. I'd really like to read your answers on Tapestry. Please make sure you upload them. Make sure there are less than 100 words, and I hope you've explained your story well. This is all for today. I will see you next time.